decorating people. I was told to wear sequins. You were. And I didn't have any sequins, but I have Mardi Gras gear.
I'm interested in seeing the
Oh, the thing you saw through that? Yeah.
I don't feel like this is and just like it was pretty I don't have any pretty all I do is I tell everyone that's all I do. It gets a little cooler at night. A little cooler at night. Double fan.
That's a long way to go. Cindy, I got one left.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our celebration of the Our Town Community Arts Project. I'm Peter Elwell. I'm your town manager here in Brattleboro, and it's my pleasure to welcome the community to this event, and it's really all about community. We were fortunate 4 years ago to receive a grant awarded by the National Endowment for the Arts to undertake a 3-part arts project. And the first 2 phases of that went very smoothly. At the beginning of the third, we encountered some challenges, and it took a little time to sort that out. The really neat part about what happened next is that it embodied what the purposes of the grant were all about. So the NEA created the program and awards Our Town grants in order to not just create really inspiring art installations in public places, but to help communities learn how to do this sort of a project together and how to build community and the fabric of our community in the process. So during phase 3, we had the opportunity to do that. The select board challenged those of us who were involved with the project to come up with a plan and stick to the plan and make sure that it was inclusive of the community. And there were many different opportunities, different ways that people could become involved. And together, we had leadership from the Town Arts Committee. We had people from the community who were involved in the arts. We had people from the community who were not involved with the arts, who collaborated on establishing that plan and getting the select board's approval for how to proceed. And then we did. And we had citizens who participated at the screening process and other citizens who participated in the final selection process. And we had 35 separate proposals, all of which were really great, that embodied both artistic creativity and the sense of community and bringing people together that the project was intended to achieve. And so with all of that formal participation, we also then had the opportunity to create informal participation and invitation for people to volunteer their time in the implementation of the project that was actually selected. There were also more than 20 people who donated funds to the project to make sure that we had enough money beyond just the value of the grant to really attract the best possible proposals. And so more than $25,000 was donated from people in the community and around the community to support this project. We had leadership from within the town staff with Rod Francis, our planning director, who oversaw the administration of the grant. And Kim Ellison, our grants manager, who watched every penny. And the sum total of all of this effort and all of this collaboration was the selection of From the River to the River as the project that we would undertake together as a community. And so now it's my pleasure to describe the work to us and lead us through the rest of the celebration this evening. We have Elizabeth Billings and Evie Lovett and Andrea Wasserman, our artists. Thank you.
So what is From the River to the River?
It is a momentum towards a collective awareness of the river. The overarching question that brought us to this project is,
Could we find a way
through art, to strengthen the connection of town and river?
to bring the river to the town and the town to the river? We thank the community for the incredible turnout for our first effort.
A community clearing project last November,
with a goal of clearing a prominent river view at the only public point of access to the river in the heart of Brattleboro.
invasive bittersweet vines, sumac, and dead tree limbs, not to say poison ivy, which I got terribly, completely obscured the view of the river.
The enthusiasm
And commitment
That came from with this clearing effort.
was spontaneous.
and strong.
So many people gave of their time. We're excited to be involved. By mid-afternoon on that clearing day,
It was as if the river miraculously appeared before us.
What is from the river to the river?
it's a river wall.
A kinetic sculpture on the facade of the Brattleboro Transportation Center, which brings the luminescence of the water right into the center of town. The river was once the hub of transportation, and now the parking garage fulfills that role. Bringing the river here reminds us it is there.
38,000 sequin discs.
Move in the air currents, echoing patterns of wind on water.
It is projected water.
A video in which photographic images of people in the Brattleboro community are interwoven with water currents.
Over 300 people
Came to our 3 community portrait taking events. Each of those individuals is included in the tapestry of this 8-minute video projected onto the wall of the Snell building every hour, on the hour, from dusk through 11 p.m. Of course, it's not dark out, so you can't see it. Tonight only, it is there in the lobby of the transportation building for your viewing.
Next to the new view of the river, we installed
12 granite benches.
providing a place for rest and reflection, picnicking and gathering, and avoidance of tornadoes. The presence of these large stones is inviting and enlivens the space.
It's a river portrait.
An 8-foot by 25-foot photographic collage comprised of river imagery on the side of the archery building. It celebrates the myriad colors and moods of the Connecticut River. The photographs are a minute selection of photos taken of the river throughout the seasons.
Sorting through the hundreds of images emphasize the story this river has to tell us, day to day, month to month, year to year.
Cora Brooks, Jody Gladding, and Jesse and Joseph Bruchak have graciously allowed us to use their river poetry on the
Reflective panels.
installed at both the riverfront and the transportation center. Their poems join our reflections and become part of this community connecting to the river.
From the river to the river.
Is a beginning of a new and renewed relationship with the Connecticut River. We hope this project
And the momentum it is gathering.
builds exponentially.
Please join us.
Contribute your photographs and videos and your interaction with the Connecticut River
And the artwork.
By posting to Instagram, hashtag from the river to the river,
and by posting thoughts, writings,
photographs,
to our Facebook page. Help us plan and envision a celebration of the river
a symposium,
in the spring or summer of 2017.
where we will look at the river through the lens of poetry,
art,
Dance,
music,
environmental ethics,
urban planning.
and conversations.
Please let us know your ideas about how to make this symposium effective and keep the momentum going. Talk to us tonight or connect on social media with us.
We are just about to make our way down to the Connecticut River to gather in front of a river portrait for poetry, a dance festival performance, and ice cream floats.
Before we do, we want to give a huge thanks to the National Endowment for the Arts and the Town of Brattleboro for making this project possible.
The town has been exceptionally supportive, and we have something for Peter Elwell.
Could Peter and Rod come up, please? And last but definitely not least, our thanks go to Rod Francis,
Town planner extraordinaire.
For his leadership,
Grace.
and just plain sparkly demeanor.
And I'm not sure if we have dancers. The weather may have scared them away, although we much appreciate that it hasn't scared you away. So we do have dancers. We have Michael and Francis here to drum and dance us all the way to the river. And please, could everyone come up and take
A river wand.
a river wand? We have 60, I think. Come.
so we just want to thank everyone for coming, and we will have more of our discussion down at the riverbank. You're a fashion dresser,
Next Sunday, late, like 8.
es que con la derecha soy más mejor. Yeah, I also live. ¿Cómo había parado acá?
Who do you want to talk to now? Okay.
But I do need.
Hi, everyone. So we have a few more events just to celebrate our project here. Can you hear me enough? Can we gather here? Can I have your attention?
They're coming over.
I'll be dropping away.
Oh, okay.
So we're just gathered here for just another moment before we proceed with our picnics and ice cream floats. We'd like to read aloud the river poems on the mirrored panels here and at the transportation that are part of our From the River to the River project. Three poets generously gave their poems for us to use about the river. The first poem is by Jody Gladding, who could not be here tonight, and it's going to be read by Mara Williams. The second poem is a poem by Cora Brooks, read by David Rowan. And the third poem is an English and Abenaki poem by Jesse and Joseph Bruchak, read by Rich Holshoe. So we'll just let that flow along, and I will step down, and each person can just step up and read their poem. It'd be great.
And after Rich reads, we'd like to just have a quick thank you to everyone who helped with this project, and then we'll follow up with a little dance.
Okay, so they gave the curator at the museum a poem that's free form. It's on the page, and I could read it 6 times in succession and still have the same poem but a different poem, so you can't step in the water twice. So this is being read as an offering, putting into words how the river feeds us. What doesn't the river feed? Dive in, put into words, put into your mouth water. What does the river want? Questions to ask you before your body turns back from your head to the water. As an offering, what does the river feed you?
This is a very short poem by Cora Brooke. Sleepless river, I remember your singing rim of leaves.
Mine's a little longer than that. I'm going to read it in 2 languages, Abenaki, the native language of this land, and English, Iglismoniwi as we call it, which you all speak. Louder. First I want to introduce myself. Kwai Nidombak, Tony Kandolo Z, Disagak, Ndelewe Z, Rich Holshoe, Ndai, Wantasagak, Utsi Sokwakik, Ulipayo Ndakina, Wabanakiak, Tan Kitsiak, Namikwa Monoak, Nokomis Nogak, Tanamahom Nogak, Wizi Indalogomomek. Asqua Indaudibana Yodali. Greetings, my friends. How are you all today? I'm happy to be here. My name is Rich Holshoe. I live here in this place, the place of the West River, in the land of the people who separated the town we now call Brattleboro. Welcome to the homeland of the Abenaki and their ancestors. We remember our grandmothers and our grandfathers and all of our relations. We are still here. The poem I'm about to read is written by the father and son team of Joseph and Jesse Bruchak. They are leaders in the Abenaki revitalization effort in New England, and they graciously have allowed us to read this here tonight. I have copies if anyone is interested. I'm going to read it all the way through in Abenaki first so that you can appreciate the meter and the sound of the language which used to course over this land. Thousands of voices. 12,000 years. Brattleboro has been here for 250. 12,000 years before that. It's called Two Rivers. In Abenaki, that is Nisnol Siboal. Nisnol being two, Siboal being multiple rivers. Pazgwen, Litan Akik. Pazgwen, Litan Lo Unganek, Nisnol, Siboal, Kanya, Aoak, Pazgwen. Pazgwen, Umila, Abazikuk. Pazgwen, Umila, Mitsitsakuk. Nisnol, Siboal, Kanwa, Aoak, Pazgwen. Awasak, Sibsak, Namasak, Maskasam Kusayak, Miziwik Nigik, Pamosadid, Dekasmidid, Pimegwidid, Bimaldonzidid, Karos Moak Pazgwen Sibok, Eni Mila Pamon Zonwongan, Miziwik Lida Honzidid, Om Dalimidid, pardon me while I work my way through this, I'm just learning. Mili Soltdid, Pazgwen Sibo, Nozena Aligagal Noak Tagika. Pazgwen Sibo, Unda Mina, Nopaiwi, Unda Kina Sawan. Pazgwen Sibo, Lalo Mo Wongan Pakoli Pakoli Ganek. Nisno Siboal, Witsi Danal, Nisno Siboal Kanwa, Aoek Pazgwen. Now in English, two rivers. One flows from the earth, one flows from the heart. Two rivers, but they are one. And we have two rivers here, the Kwanetuk and the Wantastuk, the West River, the Connecticut. One gives to the trees, one gives to the spirit. Two rivers, but they are one. The animals, the birds, the fish, the insects, all of those. Those who walk, those who swim, those who crawl, those who fly, drink from one river. It gives them life. All of those who think, those who laugh, those who weep, are touched by one river. That holds them and heals them. One river, no further away than breath. One river, its voice the beat of the drum. Two rivers flow together. Two rivers, but they are one.
So we thank you all for coming to celebrate From the River to the River. I might add that Rich came and told us many stories about how the Abenaki peoples were settled along the river here, and it seemed very much a part of our project if we were to celebrate the river to acknowledge this huge piece of history here as well.
Thank you, Red.
Thank you, Rich.
Uliuni.
So this project is here because of the generosity of a community.
Our warmest thank yous to
Mara Williams and Danny Lichtenfeld for getting us involved in the first place.
Yay!
Dylan McKinnon, his angel, and the 35 volunteers who cleared a view to the river.
Bob Everingham and his chipper.
Gordon Hayward, our Riverside visionary.
Cecil Maxfield and Steve Lloyd.
The 311 Brattleboro people who volunteered to be photographed.
Our poets, Joseph and Jesse Bruchak, Cora Brooks, Jody Gladding, and all the others who shared their poetry with us.
Our teacher of Beneke history, Rich Holshoe.
Our families, Michael, Isaac, and Mario Saka, Susanna Billings and Lucy Labadie, Jeff and Ben and Julia Shumlin, Sam and Liam Rossier, Jeannie Shields and Catherine Mason,
Joshua Farr, Insight Photography, Core Trowbridge, and BCTV.
Carol and Cheryl at the Parking Enforcement Office.
Yay! Frederico Pardo and Finn Campman for video help.
Felicity Rate in the Marlboro Graduate Center.
Laura Frank.
Brooks House.
Strolling of the Heifers.
John Masale.
Jerry Stockman.
David Heiler.
Peter Elwell and the Brattleboro Select Board.
Yay!
The 2 grant selection committees.
Marty and Sharon.
Oh, Marty and Sharon from Lightworks.
Joan O'Byrne, Chris Trebert, Al Karevi, and Hillary Baker for photo help.
People you don't know, Larry Lassard, Philip Mulligan, and the Vermont Law School stood behind us.
Aaron, Kimberly, and Cooper from Fitzwilliam Granite. Vermont Sweetwater Bottling Company. Ben and Jerry's and Stratford Creamery.
Our ice cream scoopers, Carolyn and Jim Oliver and Brent Seabrook.
Brenda Siegel and the Southern Vermont Dance Festival dancers.
Michael Doku for drumming and the wonderful dancers.
We're always fielding zany requests and measured calm. Yeah. Where's Rod?
So you are all welcome to enjoy ice cream floats, and as a way of enlivening the space and using it, the Legible Bodies Dance Company, which is a part of the Southern Vermont Dance Festival, is going to perform. And then we also have one more movement exercise led by Aaron. And we have sound. So keep ears out for that. Thank you from the river to the river. The performance will be right here.
Half a mile from the county fair, and the rain came pouring down. Me and Billy standing there with a silver half a crown. On the floor I'm fishing rod, can't go on our backs. We just stood there getting wet, with our backs against the fence. Yet it's stung me to my soul. Stung me just like going home. Yet it stung me. And the rain let up and the sun came up and we were getting dry. Almost let a pickup truck nearly passed us by. So he jumped right in the driver's van and he dropped us up the road. Well, we looked at the swim and we jumped right in, not to mention push and pull. Oh, the water, oh, the water, oh, the water, let it run all over me. Yeah, that stung me to my soul. Stung me just like Jelly Roll, and it stung me to my soul. It's gonna be just like going home, and it's gonna be.
I'm Matt Dunn, and I'm running for governor of Vermont. And it's wonderful to be here in Brattleboro celebrating the arts in this amazing way. This really is the center of the creative economy in the southern part of the state, and so exciting what's going on here. And the energy, that you have a crowd like this come out for an installation. Even when it's threatening to rain, it will not keep people in Brattleboro away from being a part of celebrating their community.
I'm Peter Galbraith from Townsend, just up the road, and I'm here to be at this lovely installation. I'm also running for governor, and running as the most liberal progressive candidate in the Democratic primary. I'm running because I'd like to see a $15 minimum wage, which is what would make Vermont more affordable for people at the lower part of the income spectrum. It would actually save taxpayers $18 million, and I would use the savings from that, as well as $29 million in special interest tax breaks that I would get rid of, ones that no working Vermonter enjoys. In fact, virtually no high income person enjoys. They're very specialized. They have no economic rationale. But if you get rid of them, we can save a total of $45 million, and I would use that money to provide 4 years free tuition for every Vermont high school graduate at the Vermont state colleges. That costs $29 million. So there'd be a considerable amount of money extra to spare. Want me to go on? Sure. The other part of my plan is, Vermont, the quality of life in Vermont very much depends on our natural environment. So I initiated the legislation that led Vermont to be the first state in the country to ban fracking. And I've been pushing legislation as a senator to protect the contiguity of our state forests, the forests in our state, which are a huge natural resource, not just for Vermont, but for our planet. Global warming is one of the great challenges of our time, and I think we ought to focus on those things that will reduce our carbon footprint most effectively, and that fundamentally is conservation and efficiency. It actually produces 10 times the carbon reduction of anything else that we might do. We don't do it because as much as we should, because utilities don't make money on the kilowatt not generated. And finally, I'd like to end a culture in our state where the special interests prevail over the broader public interest. We hand out money to big companies, and we gave $10 million, for example, to Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, and they thanked us by moving 200 jobs to Switzerland. In my last vote as a senator, I voted against the budget because they snuck into the bill $5 million for a deal between IBM and Global Foundries. It was a $1.5 billion deal, considering billions of dollars worth of infrastructure. IBM had $11 billion at the time of the deal. Global Foundries is owned by Abu Dhabi, one of the richest places on earth. Nobody can tell me that the $5 million made any difference. But in order to get that $5 million, the state of Vermont has been cutting things like reach-up benefits to Vermonters on disabilities. We have our priorities wrong. And so I will not be a governor who will be cozy to the corporations. I've never accepted corporate contributions. I'm the only candidate who's never accepted them. Now, since I got into the race, the other two Democrats have handed their corporate money back, but I've never accepted it. I've led the fight to try to ban it in the state of Vermont, and that's certainly something else I will do as governor. So I'm not going to be in anybody's pocket. I'm going to be working for the people of Vermont. Okay. Thank you. Hi there.
And her husband's a wonderful artist.
I'm State Representative Keisha Rahm, running for Lieutenant Governor in Vermont, and just so happy to be here in Brattleboro for the Gallery Walk and the unveiling of beautiful pieces of art in the community. Brattleboro is known statewide for its access to the arts and culture and being such a close-knit community, and that's only been enhanced today with these beautiful new art projects that really speak to the river, to the elements. Of course, Elizabeth Billings would not disappoint in that way, and all of the artists who collaborated on their work deserve our deepest thanks and respect for adding to the richness of this community, for its visitors, for its neighbors and community members, and for those of us who really admire and believe in everything that's going on in Brattleboro.
So we're here to celebrate From the River to the River, our public art project that we've been working on for the last year for the town of Brattleboro.
And we hope that everyone who sees this will come down to the river, will tell their friends to come down to the river, will tell their family to come down to the river, will take pictures of the river, of the art that's here,
And post them on Facebook
and Instagram with the hashtag From the River to the River. So Andrea and Elizabeth and I,
Evie Lovett,
met when we were showing work at the Brattleboro Museum and Art Center, and we decided to apply together for the Our Town grant. And our concept was that here Brattleboro is a town that's on the river. It's situated here because of the river, but where are the points of connection between the community and the river?
I also think that the celebration we have tonight for the artwork is especially extraordinary because we really felt that the community, bringing the community to the river was, and the river to the community is at the core of what we're talking about. And tonight we had, I don't know, how many people? Hundreds of people celebrating. They're still been here 2 hours and they're finishing their drinks and their picnic at the river.
Without any tornadoes.
I know, the tornadoes held off. They've come. And there are 2 works of art that are up at the Transportation Center. Why the Transportation Center?
The Transportation Center was an underutilized space we felt in town, and the town is here because the river was its source of transportation. But now the Transportation Center is its source of parking, and we felt that it was an underutilized space, and it kind of made sense to bring the river to the Transportation Center.
So it's going to be hard to miss one of the installations that's right on the side of the parking garage. It's River Wall. It is a river of sequins that are kinetic. They move when the wind makes them move.
And the patterns of water. They shimmer like the water shimmers.
But you're going to have to look a little more closely for the other art installation. It's a video made of silhouettes of over 300 people in the Brattleboro community, interspersed with water imagery, but it shows only in the evenings from dusk through 11 p.m. on the hour. It's an 8-minute video. So see if you can be walking right between the transportation center and the Sinnell building, right as if you were walking to Experienced Goods at the side entrance or Vermont Center of Photography. See if you can do that right on the hour. You'll hear the church bells ring the hour, and you'll see the town of Brattleboro on the wall.